Here we go. Okay, take it away, Nathan.
All
Thank
right.
you.
I will. Good morning, everyone, and welcome to Welcome Home Toronto. My name is Nathan Aswell. I'm coming to you live from Vancouver, BC. It's my great pleasure to be here. And I'd like to start this morning before we officially start in a few minutes. I'd like to do a little prelude. This is a song from a wonderful colleague of mine, Claudia Carwan. She's in Virginia. It's called I Claim a Blessing, and it feels like a good fit for what Helen will be sharing this morning. So here we go. And by all means, if you want to sing along as you get to know the melody, please do. In the morning when I get out of bed, I claim a blessing. I claim a blessing. I claim a blessing. Before I even get my head, I claim a blessing. I claim a blessing. I claim a blessing. This is how I start my day, knowing good is on the way. I am claiming perfect health, love and laughter, friends and wealth. In the morning when I get out of bed, I claim a blessing. I claim a blessing. I claim a blessing. Before I even lift my head, I claim a blessing. I claim a blessing. I claim a blessing. With conviction undeterred and power of the spoken word, take my life and redefine, break the shackles of my mind. In the morning when I get out of bed, I claim a blessing. I claim a blessing. I claim a blessing. Before I even lift my head, I claim a blessing. I claim a blessing. I claim a blessing. I claim it. I claim a blessing. I claim it. I claim a blessing. I lift my thoughts to higher ground, knowing miracles are all around. Each day unfolds just as it should when I'm focusing on my good. Life is filled with opportunity. I wonder what good is coming to me. I claim a blessing. I claim it. I claim a blessing. I claim it. I claim a blessing. I claim it. I claim a blessing.
I love it, Nathan. I'm claiming many blessings today and beyond. Thank you so much and welcome, everybody. Welcome to Welcome Home Toronto. And we come together on a Sunday morning to celebrate the atmosphere, the energy, the infinite potential and possibilities for more, to enhance our lives, to live from love, to recognize that we have a power, a presence within us that we can use, as Ernest Holmes says, for our good. And so I invite you this morning to join me, Reverend Helen Velo, and our musical guest, Nathan Aswell, and our practitioner this morning, Linda Visosky, for a morning of expansion, curiosity, and openness of your mind and your heart. Our theme for this month is stepping into the new, and oh my goodness, This community is definitely stepping into the new over the next month because life is always evolving. So thank you for joining us. And I'm going to pass it over to Nathan.
All right. The opening song this morning is a song that I co-wrote with my friends Sue Riley and Glenn Rathel. It's called It's Up to Me. The chorus is, if it's to be, if it's to be, if it's to be, it's up to me. So again, as you feel comfortable with the melody, please join in.
If it's to be, if it's to be, if it's to be, it's up to me. If it's to be, if it's to be, if it's to be, it's up to me. If I seek the truth, let me speak the truth. If I'm lost in doubt, let me believe. I know I can be the change I want to see. If it's to be, if it's to be, if it's to be, it's up to me. If I'm tired and stressed, let me stop and rest. If I'm feeling hurt, let me forgive. I know I can be the change I want to see. If it's to be, if it's to be, if it's to be, it's up to me. If I dream of peace, let me live in peace. When I start from love, I am love. I know I can be the change I want to see. If it's to be, if it's to be, if it's to be, it's up to me. One more time. If it's to be, if it's to be, if it's to be, it's up to me. It's up to me. It's up to me. It's up to me.
Yes, if it's to be, it is up to me. Oh my goodness. I just invite you all right here, right now, to take a moment and breathe into your heart space as we recognize from this first person present tense, because that's all there is, that I am the soul, I am the light, I am love, I am kindness, I am goodness, I am beauty, I am wisdom, I am justice, I am truth, I am wholeness, I am that I am. And affirming this as I hold this candle up, I rise up in my own consciousness to recognize I am part of an infinite whole, the divine nature of life itself. And I recognize that each and every person is this divine light, no matter what, no matter what. I recognize the light in all of those that are feeling alone, that are feeling separated, that are having difficulty with dis-ease of whatever nature that may be, mentally, emotionally, physically. And yes, we can have spiritual dis-ease in feeling separate from our own innate love that is within us. So I open the doorway of my heart and I recognize as I enter into the past, the present, and the future simultaneously, I can honor all of life that has come before this moment. I recognize and I honor all of our ancestors, all of our teachers, New Thought teachers, Christian teachers, Buddhist teachers, Islamic teachers, teachers from all religions that teach love. I recognize and honor life in this moment. And I recognize the constant renewal of my mind is the key to joyous living. It is the key to being fully present right here, right now. It is the key to life itself. And so in honoring our teachers, honoring each and every person, I say, may you experience the love, the peace, and the blessings that are your divine birthright to have in this lifetime and beyond. And so it is. And with that, I'm going to invite Nathan to lead us in our invocation song.
For our invocation this morning, I'd like to sing a chant of mine called I Give Myself Permission. And I'll say more about that as we go.
Myself permission to play today. I give myself permission today. I give myself permission to play
you gave yourself permission today, what would you do?
I give myself permission to sing today. I give myself permission today.
So maybe singing isn't your thing. What would you like to do with your voice? What would you like to allow yourself to do with your voice today? Talk? Laugh? Tell someone you love them?
I give myself permission to walk today. I give myself today.
So if you were to allow yourself to be in your body today, what would you do? Would you walk? Would you run? Would you swim? Or would you rest?
I give myself permission to read today. I give myself permission today.
Maybe words are your passion. Maybe you'd like to read. Maybe you'd like to write. Whatever it is, may you bloom today.
Myself permission to bloom today. I give myself permission today. bloom today. I give myself permission today. Today. Today.
Thank you, Nathan. Yes, on this beautiful spring day today, the buds, everything is flourishing and the birds are singing. I give myself permission to enjoy spring and celebrate today. So in this moment, let us all turn within and quietly go inside and take a deep breath and enter into this stillness of this moment. Breathe it in. And as I gently exhale, I know that the source of all good in my life is God. God is the substance and source of the universe. Right here, right now, I have been given a life to live, intelligence with which to reason, and an open heart with which to feel, and an inner compass of wisdom to guide me. I embrace the peace of God. Nothing can disturb my peace. Joy and happiness are God's will. So I release and let go lovingly of people, persons, and circumstances that no longer feed me. I allow the newness of life to enter. God leads the way as exciting new chapters open in my life. I am ready to receive. In this moment, right now, I choose true abundance and unconditional love for myself and others. I choose vibrant health and vitality. I choose happiness, peace, and joy. I choose prosperity, freedom, and ease throughout my life. I depend only on God for my good. Today, I surrender into what I can control in my life and willing my way. Nothing can disturb my peace. So with this deep knowing, I release these words to the law of mind with faith, with trust, and all is good. And so it is. Amen.
Beautiful, Linda, and so it is. I'm just wondering if your fingers are covering your speaker a little bit. Keep yourself unmuted there.
Is that better?
Oh yeah, much better. Much better.
Oh, I'm so sorry. Do you want me to do the treatment again?
Oh no.
Sorry.
Nope. It was,
Okay.
you know what? It was absolutely perfect. And it was just a little bit at the end that it cut out. So
Okay.
yeah, absolutely beautiful, Linda. Thank you. And I know earlier this week we were talking about spring and the blossoming of spring and what's how the nature just knows what to do.
Yeah.
Nature always knows what to do, no matter what is going on in the world of circumstances and form. And I said our minds can continue to blossom, to bloom, no matter what is going on. And I think we were talking about the latest regulations and lockdown. And so I'm curious to know, Linda, how are you stepping into the new this month? What are you blossoming into?
Well, Helen, it's really interesting because with current circumstances and conditions, I talked to Margaret Ann yesterday and we were talking about what feeds us right here, right now. And we talked about every day renewing our mind with affirmative prayer, with breath meditation, spirit breath meditation. And most importantly, both came to the agreement, the importance of constantly bringing ourselves back to the present moment. Now, this is nothing new, but it is new because for me, every day is a new beginning. So I'm always open, as Ernest Holmes says, at the top. So how can I live more presently? How can I turn away from conditions of today and know in my heart, and this is what's important, what I control and what I can't? So the ability to be responsible here right now, I wear a mask and I social distance, but I turn away from anything that I can't control and surrender it and move back to the present moment. And I say to myself, I affirm, I live in peace. I work in joy. I relax in beauty. So I affirm this. I reaffirm this every day and sometimes 3 or 4 times a day when I find my mind going off kilter. And I just simply come back to the present moment. I observe the news once a day and I'm not absorbed with it. So primarily that's what I'm doing right now, is just living on a higher conscious level of awareness of staying in peace, staying in gratitude.
Beautiful. I think you've brought up such a valuable point for all of us. And I know I have to do the same. And I'm blessed in that I'm on a schedule. I am teaching Spirit Breath every day. I'm facilitating the 30-day creating resilience from the heart. And I'm immersed in it. But I still have to come back and do my own work of be here now, be in the present. I cannot control the external circumstances. The only control that I have is to how I respond to what's going on. And sometimes I know I have those moments of like, oh crap, not again. And I'm sure you do too.
Well, one of your pearls of wisdom last week for me was stop giving everything meaning. And that was a gem for me last week because I just held it in prayer all the time. Oh, isn't that interesting? More detached and observing and stop giving everything meaning. That was really important for me to hear last week, Helen. Thank you.
You're welcome. And yeah, I do the same. What is the meaning I'm giving this?
And does this take me to a higher level of consciousness or not?
Mm-hmm.
So,
and I think that's what we can ask ourselves is the meaning I'm giving it, is that expanding me or contracting me?
And the importance of going with the flow. What we resist persists. What we surrender to allows infinite possibilities of more positive experiences in our lives, right? Yeah. So thank you.
Absolutely. Oh, well, thank you for taking what you put meaning to as a pearl of wisdom, right? Someone else might not have, and that's okay too.
Right.
But then working with it and seeing how it applies for you. And that's what we can do with these teachings. It's not that these teachings are the truth. There is no the truth. It is, how does this bring me closer to my own embodiment of my full expression of who I am in this lifetime?
Yes. Yes.
Yes. So I am going to share my screen. I love how you and appreciate, Linda, how you continue to challenge your mind and expand your mind. And would you lead us into the affirmation, please?
Yes. So the affirmation for this month is everything I desire in my life is within me. So let's all join in and say that together. Everything I desire in my life is within me. Thank you.
Beautiful. And so it is. And so I'll hand it back to Nathan for our feature song.
Thank you, Helen. This is a song by India Ari. It's called I Am Light. The things my family did. I am not the voices in my head. I am not the pieces of the brokenness inside. I am light. I am light. I am light. I am not mistakes that I have made or any other things that cause me pain. I am not the pieces of the dream I left behind. I am light. I am light. I am light. I am not the color of my eyes. I am not the skin on the outside. I am not my age. I'm not my race. My soul inside is all light. I am light. I am light. I am divinity defined. I am the God on the inside. I am a star, a piece of it all. I am light.
Sent shivers through me, Nathan. Thank you. I just want everyone to put your hands on your heart for a second and breathe into that beautiful resonance in those words. I am light. I am not the things my family did. I am not those messages in my head. I am light. I am light. Oh, breathe it in. Whew. That was beautiful, Nathan. Thank you. You know, it reminds me of a story of when I had moved out to Ontario from Alberta in my early 20s after my mom passed, and I was sitting with my mom's twin sister. They were very different. They very, very different personalities. And I was telling her in my exuberant way that I can tell things, and I get that. I tend to go blah. I was telling her all of my dreams, how I wanted to travel and I wanted to study I wanted to study Buddhism. I wanted to continue my dance studies. I wanted to choreograph dance pieces that had an impact in the world. And I wanted to do so much. And she looked at me and said, "You are just like your father, so filled with dreams and ideas." Now, she didn't say this I'll just say the meaning I gave to it was not one of support, but that there was something wrong with me for having this expansive, vibrant, curious energy that wanted to live life to the fullest. And I felt such shame, and I felt like, oh my God, is there something wrong with my father for being that way? Because my father did many amazing things in his life. And yes, my father was very much the life of the party, and he had a beautiful tenor voice and was always singing. He was a horse whisperer. He was a pilot. He was always creating community wherever he went. And it was like, well, what's wrong with this? And how many of you have felt like you were somehow limited in what you could express in the world because of other people's ideas and perceptions about the way you should be, the way life should be, the world should be? Instead of have at it. Go have these amazing experiences and do it all. Do it all. So what I came to realize is that my aunt was living in the darkness of her own shadow and couldn't celebrate the possibility of living a multifaceted life. And, you know, a lot of people have been criticized for living a big, multifaceted life. How many of us are still holding on to those unfulfilled, unrealized dreams because there's a voice in our head that says, you are asking for too much. This won't work because, and you can fill in the blanks. There are a million reasons as to why it won't work. And so instead of being like what Linda and I were talking about, the nature, the Mother Nature and the spring that it just knows to bloom, simply knows, this is my time to bloom. How much do we hold ourselves back from blooming? How much do we limit ourselves in our own minds? So I invite you to consider that we are a multiplicity of potential selves, like multifaceted gems with many different aspects, each waiting for its moment to shine in this life. You know, we tend to limit ourselves through the norms that are placed on us, and what we experience. And if, yes, okay, we are experiencing here for us in Ontario. If you're watching somewhere else, perhaps not, but perhaps so. But you know, there's a restriction right now. You know, a stay-at-home order that in no way impedes us from blooming in consciousness, from blooming and knowing more, from exuding the beauty, the grace, the love that you are. So how do you light up all these aspects of yourself that would allow yourself to really live in a dreamlike state? Dream yourself awake in the world. Well, it starts by recognizing we are the divine presence of possibility at all times. There is nothing out there in that some far off realm that will bring us good. We are it. We are it. We are the source. We are the substance of our own goodness, our own vitality, our own ideas, our own blossoming. And yes, we are connected to a vast universe, or as I would say, a quantum field of possibilities. But it's up to us to open up, to allow our minds to bloom for all these possibilities to come through us. So the more that we awaken our light by making the darkness, the limitations of our mind conscious, we can't deny them. Therefore, we need to talk about the darkness, talk about our shadow, talk about our personal shadow, the collective shadow, versus being in fear of it and avoiding the darkness. Now we need to shine our light of awareness, our light of love, and confront our darkness within. For when you see it and you start recognizing, I am immersed in these old systems of belief that are keeping me locked down. There's nothing outside that's keeping us locked down. It's only our own mind. Then I can say, I see it, I know it, and I choose to rise above it. I choose to allow my mind to bloom. Because each one of us has a genius within for creating reality. If you change your viewpoint in consciousness, the universe can do nothing but shapeshift to prove your viewpoint. I'm going to say that again. If you change your viewpoint in consciousness, the universe, I'll put it this way, must shapeshift to prove your viewpoint. Our relationship to what we are observing will be our experience. Ernest Holmes said, life is a mirror and will reflect back to the thinker what they think into it. And a mirror, by its nature, reflects impartially, equally, effortlessly, spontaneously, and endlessly. It does not produce the image, nor does it filter the image according to its perceptions. Authentic mirroring can only call forth what is already there. So what we are experiencing is a direct reflection of our consciousness. And you know, I think of my aunt and I go, wow, I have such compassion for her, that all she could see was limitation in that moment. and therefore criticize me and criticize my father for wanting something more. And how sad. And I mean, I really think when we come across people like that, we can't make them wrong. We just need to have compassion for them. They're doing the best they can with what they have. This is the brilliance of this teaching, is that it doesn't teach us what to think. It teaches us, first of all, that we're in control of our thoughts. And we can allow our own consciousness to expand into a much greater, higher level of thinking and being than we were taught, as children growing up in the world of, perceived limitations. So ask yourself this question. Is the perspective that I am creating for my life from a service to my highest and best, and in service to the highest and best of all of humanity? Is the perspective that I am creating from reflecting my whole multifaceted self, my God self? And if not, then, pray, meditate, affirm, get present. Do what you need to do. It's okay. Just do the work. Do what you need to do. Use the spiritual tools, and not just ours, anyone that works for you, to allow yourself to have a higher level of consciousness here. And, if we don't have this higher level of consciousness of how may I serve? How may I serve myself and the rest of the world versus what's in it for me? That's the old, I think Linda can relate to this, and I know a few others back in the 90s when we were taking all the Harv Eker courses around, well, what's in it for me? Where do I get? No. All right. That was the level of consciousness in the 90s. We've now gone beyond that. So let's know that really it is about service to all of humanity. And we will continue to allow our shadow self, that place of fear and greed, to create our reality if we continue to stay in what's in it for me. And we will continue to believe that the universe is against me instead of for me. We will continue to believe the limitations of our minds. And this creates a psychic blindness of arrogance and blame, righteousness, and it distorts our perception of ourselves in relationship to the beautiful, dreamlike nature of reality that holds infinite possibilities for our evolution and consciousness. God, the universe, whatever you want to call it, is not bound by our commonly held perception that we human beings are at the center of everything. We're not. We are not. I'm just letting Werner in. Yay. Hello, Werner. So the universe did not actually demand or need any great mystic or ourselves to grant any special additional sacredness upon it. Life is already sacred. It has been sacred for over 14 billion years. And this is where I would like to, break into the Big Bang Theory song, right, by the Bare Naked Ladies. But I won't. I will save you that. I will save you from that. I'll need someone else to break into that at some point. For us, to really get to that place of understanding we are sacred, life is sacred, and collectively we have been in the past taking from life instead of giving back to life. From the very first moment of the Big Bang, nature was revealing the glory, the goodness of the divine presence. And can we see this as a gratuitous gift? So the mystic, Jesus, not Jesus Christ, the man, Jesus, the one who was the mystic, came to live in the midst of all of life and enjoy life. And, we talk about this in our teachings. Our whole purpose is to enjoy life and to honor life. We can help each other by working together in awakening and honoring the sacredness of this life, the gift of this life. We can dream ourselves awake, recognizing our multifaceted, unlimited potential for living together in harmony, peace, justice, beauty, abundance, wholeness, love. So this is where we can conspire. So there is the meaning of conspiracy, which means to push against something. Normally it's seen as pushing against authority or a government. There is another meaning of conspiracy. I looked it up. In the Webster Dictionary, to conspire, the history and etymology for conspire comes from Middle English, from the Anglo-French conspirer, from the Latin conspire, which means to be in harmony. To conspire, com plus spire, means to breathe, to co-inspire each other. That's a conspiracy. To co-inspire each other, to breathe together, to conspire, to co-inspire, to know and embody our true nature, recognizing our oneness with all of life. So think about that. I'm going to conspire to breathe together with life, for life, recognizing the sacredness of life and giving back to life. Strangely, well, not really strangely, because we've all been taught this, and it's really part of our imprinting for centuries, that we are separate from the universe, from our God self, instead of embodying ourselves as the universe, embodying our God self and recognizing our oneness, the interconnectedness of all of life. So what I say to someone, even if it's off the cuff, I didn't really mean it, it has an impact in that entire universe. I don't know where it's going to land, because as we speak, that energy goes out, and there is no specific path. It's going to land where it's going to land, and I don't know where that is. So I want you to think about that. When you're speaking, are you speaking for the highest and best of all? Are you speaking in dignity and grace and recognizing the sacredness, the multifaceted aspects of your own light that you are? Because we've become so separated from the mystics who extended divine generosity to all of life, to, the beautiful nature, the animals, the insects, to the earth, to all of beings. So if we continue to be parsimonious with ourselves, and parsimonious means I'll just dole it out in little amounts. Here you go. You can have a little bit of my love, but you can't have it all. You can have a little bit of help here, but you're not going to have it all. You can have a little bit of grace, or I'll give myself a little bit of grace, but I won't really allow myself to experience it all. I'll recognize my God self in one tiny little aspect over here versus this is who I am. And I share it, I claim it, I am it. Then we will always end up feeling insecure. We will always be unsure of our gifts that we can offer the world. So it's when we become aware of the generous, creative presence that exists in all of life, then we can honor our own indwelling spirit as the inner source of our dignity, our worthiness, our abundance, and our wholeness. So I invite you to become grounded in the inherent worthiness of your dreams, of all the multifaceted aspects of yourself, your God self. Become grounded to the ideas that raise your consciousness, to know that we are co-inspiring one another and reflecting all aspects of our light to one another. You know, the revelations of quantum physics are potentially helping us to begin to become conscious of our participation and dreaming up our worlds. Imagine, what would you dream our world to be like? And so I want to quote this brilliant quantum physicist, John Wheeler, who has passed on now. He died at the age of 93, I think in the early 2000s. He had a reputation of pushing his students to a place where logical thought would not necessarily take them. And he said, in order to make sense out of the mysteries ahead, we'll find ourselves forced to recognize the participatory character of the universe in a much deeper way than we now see. And so, ask yourself this question this week. What multifaceted part of me that I can dream up? What can I bring? How can I bring this forth in the world to serve, to raise our planet up into, and our world for all people, where we're experiencing the wholeness, the safety, the security, the love, the peace, the harmony, the acceptance of the other 7 billion perspectives of this world. We all have our own perspective. We all have our own hopes and dreams. Can we embrace it all? Do we have that capacity? Absolutely. Absolutely. So bring your own multifaceted aspect of your God self. Let it shine so brightly, and conspire, breathe this oneness, this presence of eternal light. And so it is. Thank you. Thank you, thank you, thank you. And with that, I am going to bring up the PowerPoint again to move into a couple of things. Our mission statement, again, supporting people in exploring their own spiritual intelligence, that beautiful, multifaceted part of themselves, using New Thought principles and philosophy to transform their life. And we do this through classes, meditation, community events. Thank you to all of you who participated in the online bingo. That was very spiritually liberating. And of course, our Sunday celebration of love. Thank you for joining in today. Our vision statement is love only, forgive everything, remember who I am. And with that, I will take us into our affirmation. I invite you to say this out loud with me. Divine love flows through me. It blesses and multiplies all that I have, all I give, all I receive. I am richly blessed in creating a greater and greater flow of abundance. And so it is. And so I invite you to send your tithe into the center through the website or through e-transfer, and know that 10% of what we take in this month goes to Forest Ontario's, which is a beautiful organization dedicated to planting millions of trees and keeping our forests healthy. A beautiful aspect of nature and Mother Earth. And then with that, I'm going to go into a few announcements. All right, you know it's coming. May 1st, we become Global Truth Center Toronto. Our website will switch over to globaltruthcentertoronto.com. I will be sending all of the information out to everyone of all the website and our Facebook page and our Instagram page. And it's such an exciting time that we are, well, we certainly are multifaceted. We're multi-named at this point too, but to step into the next evolution of our growth. And I know I'm speaking to James Mellon on Saturday, and he is so excited. We've got lots of collaborations and planned for the future, so that's fantastic. And then our Spirit Breath still continues 8 a.m. and noon this week. I would like to say thank you to Nathan. Your music is always inspiring, and not just inspiring, co-spiring, and just touches such a beautiful string in my heart, a note in my heart where I always walk away feeling honored to have heard your beautiful voice and the song choices that you bring to us every time you're with us. And I know it is very early for you in Vancouver, and I certainly appreciate you getting up early. 9 a.m. was 5 a.m. for you for sound check. Bless you.
6.
Bless you. Oh, 6. Yes, of course. Right. 3 hours. Yes, 6. Okay. I should work on the multifaceted part of my math. And Linda, you're brilliant. Bless you. Thank you so much. I so appreciate how you continue to allow your mind to always stay at that highest level of consciousness. So thank you so much for your words today. Thank you, Welcome Home community. You're awesome. I love you. And I want to say also, for those of you who wrote in and gave me your feedback from the letter I sent about the changes to our name, I cried. You were the support and the love and the excitement was so overwhelming. It brought tears to my eyes. Thank you so very much. And so with that, Nathan, why don't you sing us out?
All righty, I'll do that. I'd like to take us out with a song of mine. This is called Spirit is Calling. Excuse me. And my desire in writing the song is, we can do the work and we think, okay, I'm there, I'm done. It's like, well, no, we're never done. We're constantly evolving. We're constantly being called to greater levels of blooming. So that's what this song is about, is to embrace that and to rejoice in that there's always more to do. And that's a good thing. And again, the chorus is simple. And I hope once you feel comfortable with it, you'll sing with me.
Whoa, whoa, whoa. could rest. I long for home, a place to be, a spot to land, a time to say the work is done and stroll in sand. But gradually the truth appeared, like waking from a dream. Everything's evolving, and I'm part of the stream. Spirit is calling, calling me up to a new way of living, new way of being. Spirit is calling, calling me up to a new way of living, a new heaven and new earth. Now that I have found the common thread, I can trust and know in faith that I am led. I face what comes, push nothing away, 'cause all things are connected, and show the way. Gradually the truth appears, like waking from a dream. Everything's evolving, and I'm part of that stream. Spirit is calling, calling me up to a new way of living, a new way of being. Spirit is calling, calling me up to a new way of living, a new heaven and new earth. Higher cause that I can't even see, driving me to rise above and be free. Spirit is calling, calling me up to a new way of living, a new way of being. Spirit is calling, calling me up to a new way of living, a new heaven and new. Spirit is calling, calling me up to a new way of living, a new way of being. Spirit is calling, calling me up to a new way of living, a new heaven and new earth.
I can't think of a better song to end with. Thank you, Nathan. Thank you, everyone. Have a beautiful Sunday. Many blessings to you. Namaste.
Love and blessings to you all. It's always